Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now we've done a lot to the Defender in a short amount of time, so it's now time to get it out and go for a drive. Now we didn't bother recording any of the drive. It was a very fast-paced drive, there and back. No stuffing around, but we're back in the shed. I've just quickly cleaned her up. Let's go through what went right and what went wrong with everything I've changed and what needs to still change ASAP. Let's have a look. Let's start at the front. Now these, the Shillman seats, what a change that makes. So these bases lift up. As you would have seen in the install video. If you haven't seen the install video, or if you're considering getting these for your Defender or any other vehicle really that you're not happy with your seats, you've got to check these out. It's good to get out of the vehicle after 8+ hours of driving in a day and not be sore and not want to sit down straight away. That's how I've been in the past, and Nick's been the same in the patrol. So it is nice to, yeah, it's still annoying sitting down for that long, but getting out of the vehicle and stretching and you're fine, good to go again, that's when you know you're onto a good seat. So these are must in a Defender, absolute must in my opinion. Alright, moving around to other things that would change. So the gull wings, mate, these change the way you use your vehicle. Now, as I said, this was a pretty quick trip and we weren't exactly camping out of this, but the access that these provide, unbelievable. Again, if you're a Defender owner, these front runner gull wings, I wouldn't bother leaving those shitty sliding windows in. Put these in. They are made very well, they're made nice. Alright, what else have we changed here? Moving around to the back, no problems with the spare. Does have a bit of a squeal in it now, but that'll be the dust that we've seen. That's a horrible noise. So yeah, no complaints there. Again, not amazing. It does not quite open fully with the 35 on the back. So yeah, that takes the weight off the door, and that is, who makes that? I can't remember now. Anyway, check out the install video of that. No complaints so far. Now also in the back here, the drawer, again by Front Runner. Very impressed with this. So we've just loaded it full of knickknacks for the trip. The only way I think I could improve that is if it was sealed. Being a Defender, I mean, you might be able to see the amount of dust down there. You get a lot of dust in this vehicle, so if that was sealed, I may even look at putting some kind of a foam strip or something, if doable. So yeah, again, so handy. The rear seats are still out. I will put them back in probably after the 12 volts in. There's always so many questions about these nets. So this is product from Boab. You can see that. So they do the smaller one. Nick has the bigger one in the patrol. I might even put the bigger one in here as well, buy another one, because they are just that good. Alright, what else? The suspension. Alright, so first good run on the Superior shocks. So that's the 2.5s in the back here. Adjust compression and rebound, remote res, Pretty heavy duty stuff actually. with no sway bars in the Defender, being able to really stiffen up your ride is important for me. I don't mind it a little bit firmer anyway, but that just takes a little bit more of that body roll out, so that was really good. The fronts are superior as well, however they are just the 2.0s, so they are a smaller shock, still remote res and still adjustable on the compression side of things, and just went with the smaller ones there only because they have more travel available. More things that just couldn't have done without were the lights. We did night driving on the trip, probably up to 12 hours worth of night driving, and these Baja designs, very nice units, very nice units. Nick has them on the front of the Patrol as well. He's got the LP9s on that. We did an install video of these, so although we haven't shown much night driving, it's hard to show on cameras anyway. You don't really get a good look, but we still might do that in the future. But there is an install video of both of those. Nick's also running the light bar up the top. That's Osram. That's a product by Frontrunner, or Frontrunner are supplying them at least. So that sits under the Frontrunner rack, pretty nice. After 2,500 Ks, the biggest problem I had, so it was halfway along the trip, is the water pump started leaking in the Defender. It wasn't too bad, just kept an eye on it. Managed to pick up a new water pump over in Perth, and we installed that night. So a couple of hours, just not really know what we're doing, but got the job done. Did another 2.5 at least 1,000 kilometers, and she's all good. So that's nice. Also, I mean, as you'd expect, 35s on an old thing like this with about 7 kilowatt, it's a slug. So I was foot to the floor the whole trip. So obviously gearing and turbo and intercooler has to happen. Now a few other problems. Man, that sound editing is just so good in here. The roof lining is still needs to go in, so I'm just waiting to get some more material for that. You can see I've taken the head unit out. Apart from the CD player, all we had was AM FM, so we were using a Bluetooth speaker for the whole trip, which is really annoying. So I'm going to put new head unit in there. Aside from that, obviously we need cup holders. I'm probably going to make a new center console. These window winders are a pain in the ass. I think down the track I'm going to look at putting electric windows in the front at least. I know it's doable. Whether it's worth the time and money, we'll have a look. Something else is the mirrors. So 90 kilometers an hour, the mirrors fold down. I did put Loctite on them and they did last a couple thousand Ks, but then I guess too many trucks flying by has knocked them off again. So I'll try something else, but I'd also wouldn't mind a blind spot on the mirror as well. Visibility out this thing is shithouse. So yeah, seats amazing, no complaints with the tyres. One thing actually is the brakes. So I put new brakes all around, new rotors, new pads, and the fronts are squealing really bad. So I've tried all the things. I've taken the edge off the pads, the backing plates are on there, the grease is being used. My next thing is just overhauling the calipers, putting new pops all through it, new seals, new retaining rings, all of that stuff, and see if that helps. The headlights, terrible as well. As soon as you have oncoming traffic, you obviously have to dip your high beams, and that leaves you with these candles here. So I will change these out to some LED numbers just so the regular driving lights are acceptable. Another amazing thing is, look at the length on this cord. Is the GME XRS. So we are a lot of time behind the behind the wheel meant that the passenger could play around with the settings with this thing. And we've programmed this top button to recall the last message. So if you turn that on, if I push this top button, it actually plays back the last message. I think that last one was just some random thing, kind of out of range, but that is a cool feature, and I believe it is well worth it. Magnetic base as well. If you actually put it somewhere near it, it just snaps in. So that was just temporary. We'll get that mounted up on the dash when we're all done and dusted. But yeah, the GME, amazing. I've just gone for the shorter stubby antenna. So this is the GME 2.1 dBi. Probably not the best choice for long straight roads. You're much better off with something like this. This is going to do better on those long distance, whereas this is going to get you better coverage or better range in the hilly areas. One other issue I found is the fuel gauge doesn't go to empty. So I ran out of fuel once, almost twice. It's a 80-litre tank, and I was foot to the floor the whole time. So she is thirsty. Definitely need a long-range tank or a secondary tank, or both. So ran out of fuel. It was only 10 k's out of town. Nick just towed me into town, or to the fuel stop. Put fuel in and we were good to go again. So there was no big problem. But yeah, the problem is that fuel gauge doesn't go all the way to empty. It kind of stops at about 1/4 to 1/8. So that's a pain in the ass. Well, that is everything, I think, guys. Thanks for watching. That was 5,000 kilometre road test. A lot more still to come on this build. We've got 12 volt lighting to still upgrade, bar work to do, so there's a lot to come. Be sure to subscribe, that does help us out. But other than that, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.